This is the moment we've all been waiting for. It's time! Presenting the champion of the world, Hill! WamBams Ben Amino!
Yo, it's your boy, it's Wham Bam, Phil Benamino. And guess what? It's another Wham Bam Wednesday. And today we got Rodeo style. That's right. We got Bull Rider here today. Cole Devlin in the house coming in to talk to us. And we're going to learn all kinds of cool stuff. Can't wait to talk to him first. But before we get to that, as always, the show is free. But we ask you first, please give us a little bit of love and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's the only way we get paid is with your likes. We need you to like us, share us, and tell everybody about us. That's all we ask so we can keep bringing you great material. Remember, this show is about ordinary people that are doing extraordinary things. And today we have somebody who's just an ordinary person who's doing something pretty damn extraordinary. And you know what? I think he's coming in right now. I think he's in right now. Cole, what's up, buddy?
How's it going, Phil?
Good, man. It's good to see you. Thanks for coming out and spending today with us.
Yes, sir, of course.
So listen, Cole Devlin, Bull Rider. I got to ask, first of all, because you look pretty young.
Yep.
Tell the viewers a little bit about yourself and how old you are and where you live and how you got into bull riding.
Well, I'm 24. Let's see. Bull riding came to me through a different way, kind of. I started getting a little bit of trouble, got kicked out of high school, and then...
What'd you get kicked out of high school for?
Fighting.
Fighting?
Yeah.
Were you a fighter?
I didn't want to be, but at certain times you have to be. And, you know, sticking up for people at the right times is what it led for me, and it ended up me getting kicked out of high school.
Gotcha.
And
Where'd you go to school at?
Forsyth Central.
Forsyth, right here in Cumming, Georgia.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you got kicked out of school, and for some reason, you decided that I'm going to start riding bulls.
No, well, I ended up not really being able to play baseball like I was supposed to. And I went to the Cumming Rodeo, and I was bored as hell the whole time. And towards the end of it, the bull riding came on, and them dudes were getting slammed, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do that shit one day.
That's something for you?
Yeah, for sure.
What was it that you liked about, I mean, honestly, like watching somebody do it is one thing, but saying to yourself that I want to be that dude that's getting slammed.
I think it was the adrenaline rush that I've always kind of wanted. I was always on kind of doing stupid things as a kid, you know, driving the bike as fast as you could down the biggest hill around, you know, and then once I found out bull riding, I was like, that's got to be a crazy adrenaline rush, and I tried it out for the first time. I mean, you're sitting there and you're just freaking out, you know, which is probably not what normal people do, but...
No, they don't. I'll just be honest with you. Now, your first ride, where was it at?
I was at a junior rodeo in Rabun County, Georgia.
Now, was that a place that you found out about, you went to and just decided, hey, is it like a fairground or something like that, or...
Well, I had to do a lot of research to find, like, I had to connive my way into rodeo because my dad wouldn't let me do it.
Oh, yeah.
So, and you're really not allowed to do it until you turn 18 because you have to have legal consent to be able to go get yourself hurt, kind of.
You were a real rebel. You were going against daddy's wishes and everything.
Yeah.
Oh,
he didn't want me to do it, so I had to.
How come?
Because he did it.
Yeah.
And,
so he did it.
He did do it.
So he rode bulls, and now he don't want you to do it. So he knew why he didn't want you to do it.
Yeah, he always told me he didn't want me to do it because of the body ache and how you're going to feel when you're his age is what he told me.
Right. I can imagine. We're going to talk a little bit about that afterwards. So,
yeah.
So you went to, what you said, Rabun County?
Rabun County, yeah. I found a junior rodeo out there that was where I could go and throw steers. So I'd get in like the chute with the steer, and I'd grab them by the horns. They'd open the steer, and I'd just throw them to the ground. Well, I had to do that for 6 months, and until I was able to talk my dad into let me get on some of the steers that they were bucking there. And I was like 15, 16 at the time, and the only reason that I was able to do it is because friends messaged me and were like, hey, let me come do this with you. And then they started getting on the steers, and I was like, okay, their dads are letting them get on the steers, so I'm going to let my son get on the steers. And after that, he couldn't ever tell me no again once I got on one.
So when you first got on it, what was it like? Like, what do you remember the most? I mean, how big was the bull, first of all?
The first one I got, so I didn't start off on bulls. I got on steers when I was like 15.
Okay, what's the difference between a steer and a bull?
A steer's, I mean, he's had his nuts chopped off
Okay.
First off.
Okay. That's a good start.
He can't breed no more. He's pretty much, when he gets his nuts chopped off, he's not going to grow no more. He's capped out. They're pretty much breeding him to rope or for beef at that point. And they're their testosterone's gone, so they're not really mean.
Oh, so more timid.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So
And,
it's good starting.
Good starting point.
I might ride a steer.
Younger generation.
Steer I could do. Yeah.
But it was all new to me. You know, I come from Forsyth County, Georgia. No one's doing anything like that around here. And
No, just at the fairgrounds. Like, just at the fairs. That's the only time I've seen it. But that's, you know, when I actually spotted you years ago when you're doing it. And obviously you're still doing it. And, you know, but let's go back to your first ride. How long did you stay on?
Bull or steer?
On the steer.
Steer was probably like 6 seconds. I hang off to the side and was dragging around and eventually let go.
Okay, so you let go or did it throw you off?
He threw me off.
He threw you off.
Yeah.
So what do you remember the most when you first hit that ground, that pavement, the first time? Was it like a rush, like, yes, I did it and I can hold on longer? Or was it like, oh, damn?
No, my dad always told me get up and run the minute you hit the ground.
Yeah.
Don't sit there and play in the arena. He always told me get out the arena. You don't want nobody looking at you. So the first thing I did was get up and run to the fence and get out of there. That's the only thing I could think. He's like, get up and run. I said, okay. So 15, 16-year-old, I hit the ground. I just got up and ran as fast as I could, no matter what.
So you were 15
when
you first did it. Wow.
15.
Wow, that's crazy.
Only thing I could think was run.
Wouldn't it make more sense to be one of the clowns? Like to be in, like they have the clowns, right? They go in there and they keep the bull rider safe, right?
Well, I don't call them clowns.
Okay, what are they called?
Bullfighters.
Oh, they're bullfighters.
They're our protectors.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, if it was not for bullfighters, I mean, bull riding really would not be what it is today. Because them dudes put their lives on the lines to protect us. They get hooked and ran over way more than we do. And in the same night, because I mean, you got to think we get on one, they got to battle. I mean, if it's a PBR, they got to battle 60 bulls that night.
Wow.
You know?
Never thought about it like that.
Yeah.
What's PBR? That's a professional bull ring.
Yes, sir. That's professional.
Is that like the biggest? Is that the ultimate goal?
It is it big. That's about as big as it gets for bull riding. Yes, sir.
Really? So, you know, being in that stage is I mean, is there money in it? Is there professional money? They're getting paid, right?
I mean, yeah, you get paid to be there at the PBR. If you make it to the Unleash the Beast or the Team Series, you're paid to be there. But yeah, that's like the NFL for football.
Who's like the biggest bull rider? Who's the guy that you're like, you know, somebody that you idolize?
Right now it's JB Mooney, the $7 million cowboy that's TikTok famous. If you ever heard that TikTok, the $7 million cowboy, the song that comes on up there. I don't know if that's going viral on TikTok right now. And
so he made $7 million riding bulls.
That's how much he won throughout his career.
Oh, he won $7 million.
$7 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you can actually make some bread.
If I really handle it, I could, yeah.
Man, I might have to get it. Hold on. I got to get a beer for this one. I won't feel like a real cowboy.
I'll drink a beer too.
Man, salute to that. Wow. $7 million too. So that's got to be a little bit motivation for you.
Yeah.
Have you made some money doing it?
I've made a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean,
what's the most prize money you won?
I've won $7,000 in one weekend.
Nice. Oh, I got to give you a big ching ching there for that, man. That's good.
That's my money weekend so far. But you know, I've been more amateur recently, but I've been trying to stick my foot in the pro door. But
now, what's the difference between amateur and pro? Obviously, I know one's getting paid more than the other, but is it different levels of bulls that you're riding?
I mean, yeah, of course the competition gets stronger. I mean, that's just like college football and the NFL, you know. College football, some dudes are going to sit there and just watch you run to the end zone. In the NFL, hopefully everybody's going to chase you there. And
the thing I will say, though, in college, like with football being a comparison, them football players in college are some of the elite in the pros when they get there.
Right.
So those amateurs can be some of the elite when they get there as well.
Right. Yeah.
Especially as time has gone on, there's got to be different technique. I mean, you said your dad rode back in the day.
Yeah.
Have things changed since he's been on a bull?
I mean, yeah, they didn't even have helmets when he was riding bulls.
Oh, okay.
They didn't have vests, nothing. I mean, it was like.
So, man, injury's got to be a horrible thing.
I mean, for bull riding, the saying is not if you get hurt, it's when.
Right. Have you been hurt? Have you gotten?
I've had my shoulder reconstructed. I've broken my jaw. It's my ankle.
Dang. How old again?
24.
24 years old. You already been broken your shoulder, your ankle, your jaw.
Yes, sir.
And you love it.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you, man? What is wrong with you?
It's got to be the adrenaline rush. I'm telling you, it's a feeling like no other. You just conquered a dragon.
Yeah.
Get off that thing, and it's a whole different type of mentality. Once you really commit to it, there's no going back.
You know what, dude? I got to be honest with you. So Wham Bam here, I actually ran with the bulls in Pamplona in Spain years ago with my buddy.
I wouldn't do that.
I did it. And it was, let me tell you, it was the scariest moment in my life. I'm not gonna lie. I was actually I was a single father at the time, raising my daughter, and I was, you don't realize it's adrenaline. Yeah. But as soon as they release them bulls in the ring, like they would shoot a firework up in the air, and as soon as that firework went up, they said, within 30 seconds, the next firework, the bulls are going to be released.
Yeah. And
you heard that second one, and everybody's just running like a mad dog. In fact, Panda, our production guy in the back scenes that nobody knows, but Panda Production, man, Panda does all of this and stuff. His dad actually was with me. It was his reason. Jono was the reason why I got stuck in Spain running with the bulls, because he asked me if he was, if I would be his best man one night when we were shooting pool. And he goes, let me ask you something. He goes, would you run with the bulls with me? And I said, no, how far do we got to run? He's like, about a quarter mile. I was like, I was young. I was like, okay, I can do a quarter mile. I was like, how many bulls are going to be chasing us? He's like 6. I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. He goes, okay, you're going to be my best man at my wedding. He was going to go to Spain and get married.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, once he got there, they realized they wouldn't allow them to get married because you had to be there so long to be able to do it. But we still ran with the bulls. And he actually, sick son of a gun. He actually had the paper and whipped one of the bulls and everything. And I was just running for dear life, man, because all I keep thinking about was getting steered in the ass or something like that.
I mean, I tell you what, that's a terrible feeling.
Yeah. Have you ever got poked?
Oh, I've gotten gored, man.
Did you?
Oh yeah, 110% completely ripped open.
Oh my God, yeah. What did that feel like? Where at? Your arm or your?
No, right in the booty.
Right in the booty?
Right in the booty.
Oh, you got a scar there forever or what?
Right, I got ripped open bad.
Did they do an implant?
I mean,
they got butt implants now.
No, I didn't. I mean, I should have went to the doctor, but I just struggled through the whole ripation thing, and it was terrible. Wow.
Yeah. I can't even imagine that.
I've been gored, and it hooked me up in the air and slung me around and tossed me over.
Holy, and listen, so all right, so let's.
It happens more often than
hold on, let me take another drink here.
It happens to bullfighters more than bull riders. They get their,
Yeah, I can only imagine. But I want to talk about you real quick, because this actually happened to you.
Yeah, it did.
So you got gored in the ass, so to speak.
Right.
Okay, and you're bleeding. You're bleeding now.
Yeah.
They bring you to the hospital. They repair you, and you say, "I want to get back on a bull."
No. It took me about 6 months to really convince myself to be like, yep, this is what I want to do.
How long did it take you to actually sit down again? I mean,
so I'm not going to lie, I didn't go to the doctor.
Oh.
So I was with my disabled buddy that I had gotten a car accident with that used to be my traveling partner, and I took him to the rodeo with me. So for me to be hurt and have him there, I couldn't take him to the hospital with me. I had to get him home. So I had to drive all the way back to Canton, Georgia from Florence, South Carolina, get him home. And then by the time I got home, there was blood all in my seat and everything. And I just figured to go upstairs, shower, and go to bed.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah.
How'd it heal up? You still got a scar?
Yeah.
Yeah. How big is it?
It goes from about where your butthole's supposed to start to the top of my butt. I'm not going to lie.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn, I can't even believe. So, how did you patch it up? Like you didn't Band-Aid, like you duct tape? What'd you put on it? How'd you get this stop bleeding? Obviously, sitting on it, I guess you'd stop.
I mean, it wasn't. I don't know. Yeah, I guess, but I just galled it up. Damn, went with it. Just had.
You're a freaking wild man.
I guess what they say is you had a cowboy up with a ripped ass.
Cowboy up. That's it. Wow.
That is one of the most embarrassing things that has happened to me for riding bulls. Is I ripped my ass. Yep.
Yeah. Well, but you know what? I can't believe that you're still doing it. You're like, hey, I ripped my ass. I'm gonna do it some more.
I figured, what else could they do that's worse?
Don't say that. Oh, don't speak that out loud. We don't want the universe to challenge you on that one.
Need to knock on wood.
Yeah, I'm put some on there stuff. So I'm just amazed thinking about being gored and how that's got to feel.
It's not a good feeling because I had my whole britches ripped open and didn't know it, and I was leaned over once I got out of the arena because I was in pain. Mm-hmm. And people in the crowd were like, "Hey."
That was one of my biggest fears, man. Running with the bulls was one of my biggest fears, getting gored. Because that year, actually, and it's funny because they run it for 7 days. And we actually got there, it was like day 3. and we would like ask some locals, like, give us some hints, tell us like what can you do, what shouldn't you do, and every local that we asked like for some advice, you know what their advice was that they gave us?
Don't do it.
Yes, freaking don't run. That was exactly what they said. Now you would think locals want to see some people, some Americans come over and get gored up and stuff. They're telling us don't run.
Yeah, because
like,
that's what people tell me.
Yeah,
don't do it.
Like don't do it. And you know what? Of course we did it.
Yeah.
And
so you can't say you're any less crazy than I am if you're going out there.
Yeah, but I didn't listen.
Expecting to get gored. See, I'm expecting to go out there and ride the bull and land on my feet. You knew you were going to get gored.
Well, no, I was going to avoid getting gored. I was going for the rush, for that moment, for that one race, for that one run, And trust me, I don't think I would go back. I really don't. Like I did it, was scared shitless, and that was it, Because I remember running up the hill, Estevada Hill. I remember running, and there was a guy gored, and blood was just squirting out, and they had medics on it and everything else. And I was looking for my buddy Jono, which he was, already gone. So he was behind. He was playing with the bulls. He don't care. He's sick like that.
Yeah.
So I'm just like want to get home and be safe so I can get to my daughter, and everything. And at the end though, I was sitting there going, man, it was like the worst goring that year too.
Oh man.
It was like 2004, 2006. I don't know. We got tattoos. I have to look on a date and see when it was, but it was like the worst goring that they had ever had. And it was just weird because after you ran the race, and now that you mentioned the steer, I do remember the steer they would bring after the bulls went up the hill. They would actually bring the steer up in case any of the loose bulls got loose and turned around.
Yeah.
And the steers were not too small either. They were like size of freaking navigators.
What would they use the steer for? To like attract them as like a herd?
Yeah, they were coming. Yeah, exactly. There was like 4 or 5 of them coming together, and just kind of clean up the road and stuff from them. I was scared, man. Scared. I was young and it was stupid. I did it. Like I said, I don't advise it, but
do it.
But you do it for a living. So now listen.
No, see, in Spain they don't have a tip rule. So like the bulls I'm getting on, they have to be tipped within a quarter of a size of their horns. The ones you're running with, they could stab into you.
Oh yeah.
Like into your side and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Have like a hole already open for them to.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
100% true. Yeah. And it's weird because then once you go into the arena, then they cork them. They cork the horns.
Yeah.
So, people go out there and touch them, mess with them, and play with them. And even that ain't so fun because them suckers are strong.
Oh, yeah.
And they throw you. I can't imagine. How high have you been thrown? Like, I mean, come on. I mean, you're a tough dude, obviously, but you're not the biggest dude.
No, I mean, bull riding,
what do you weigh?
You really want to be small. I weigh about 150.
150? You want to be small like
you want to be
like a jockey? Why don't you ride a horse then?
Not that small.
True.
They're like, I mean, really bull riding ideal height and weight is 5'10", 145, 150.
Okay.
What you want to be. Just because, I mean, you're able to control your body weight and I guess keep your balance the best is what I've always been told.
What's the highest you've been tossed? Like, do you get airborne? Like, you get up there and
I mean, I've been thrown over the panels, which those panels are probably like 7-8 feet.
Damn. Whew, what is that like?
It doesn't feel good when you hit the ground.
Right.
But I mean,
is it the adrenaline though? When the adrenaline hits, you just kind of, you don't feel it. You're just like, ha ha.
Yeah, I mean, you just kind of got like a dead leg the next.
Now, how many rides do you get a night when you're actually competing? Like,
so that depends on what type of event you're at. If I'm at a regular, just regular rodeo, I'll get on one bull a night, and then I have to go to a different rodeo for the next night. If it's a bull riding, only bulls, then I could have a long round and then a short round, which is usually like they'll take 45, 50 guys in the long round and then top 10 to the short round.
Gotcha. So when you do a long round, how many different bulls would you actually ride though that night?
Just one.
Just one.
Yep.
So you only got one shot.
One shot to make the short round for a
That's
bull ride.
like Eminem says, you got one shot, man. That's it.
Yeah.
Dang. So if you, I mean, is there technique involved? I mean, there's got to be like there's technique and stuff. Like, tell me a little bit about that. Like, what are some of the techniques and what you have to do? Like if I was to get on a bull, what was the first thing you would tell me? I mean, you tell me not to do it, but if I was going to do it, what would be the first thing you tell me to do?
The first thing I tell anybody that's going to get on a bull is to hold the hell on, you know? I mean, you ain't going to remember your first bull ride, no matter what. You're going to.
Wait a second. My buddy John and he's out there. John O'Gurdo, you know I'm talking about you. Okay. He actually went and rode a bull for the first time, and he didn't let go. And he tore his bicep. He had to have constructive surgery afterwards.
I took my buddy to a practice pen, and he got on a bull and tore his ACL.
Really?
Yeah.
See? So
I guess it's just hit or miss. You know? But no, really, if you want to ride a bull, you want to, like, no matter what, stay the front end because all their back end has power, and then you'll get whipped.
Gotcha. So talk about that. Like, I know roping and stuff. Like, you gotta you grip underneath, right? Underneath grip, or can you grip over?
You can do both.
You can.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how you do it. It's pure choice. Yeah.
Gotcha. Has anybody ever done it?
There has been.
Okay.
There has been. There's not really been anybody that has like a too big of a name that's done it, but people break their hand and they'll flip their hand over and ride like that.
Really?
So.
What do you prefer?
I've always rode underhand.
Right.
I've never been in a situation where I've had to turn my hand over, but I've been dealing with some hand problems, so who never knows? I might end up having to try it.
Yeah. Now, are you right-handed or left-handed?
I ride right-handed and I am right-handed.
Okay, so is there a skill to that? Like, do you use your strength arm for that, or do you use your other arm for balance? I mean, we always see, everybody's got their arm up when they're riding.
Yeah.
Which arm do you want up? Like,
I guess it's personal preference, because there's a lot of dudes that ride with their non-dominant hand down. Like, if they're right-handed, they'll be riding left-handed and having their dominant hand up in the air for, I guess, balance, yeah. But I've always been strong hand down, weak hand up, and I've gotten used to it.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. I just still can't get over the fact that you have to pay to enter these tournaments and enter these competitions.
I have an entry fee until I make it to, like, the NFR one day, then I wouldn't have an entry fee.
That's a big boy.
Yeah, that's Las Vegas type stuff.
Yeah, I've actually been there during that. That's
Really?
pretty cool. Yeah, there's a lot of people that go out on that.
The NFR is actually what is co-sanctioned with the PRCA.
Gotcha.
Or not co-sanctioned, they are the PRCA.
So that's your goal.
Yeah.
So right now, where are you in the lines of being pro? Are you getting your pro card? Is that what?
I'm trying to get in the door there for sure. I got a PBR in Texas October 12th. And
It's coming up.
coming up.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Got to get ready. Get ready to ride, baby.
Yeah.
Do you feel ready?
Trying to. I've been riding pretty decent. I read a lot of Cody Webster, and he's a big rodeo guy. He was pretty good, and he's always said to not just full on go pro at once, and just to do amateurs and start dominating at the lower level, and then when you feel like you're dominating, go a step up, and that's kind of what I'm doing. October 12th. I feel like I've been doing pretty good at the lower level and want to take a step up, and if it goes well, then.
So now October 12th, where's that at?
Fort Worth, Texas.
Fort Worth, so down Fort Worth, Texas.
Yep.
Now, when you get out there, who determines what bull you ride?
It's a random draw.
Okay.
And so they'll have a stock contractor that hauls all the bulls there, and then it'll be a random draw from there.
Now, who owns these bulls?
Random people.
Now, do they get paid for letting their bull in there? Like, is
yeah.
there a big deal?
Yeah.
Because, I was actually listening online, Dana White, actually.
Yeah.
He actually owns a couple bulls. I found out. He went to a bull riding, and he fell in love with it, and he bought some bulls.
What's up, guys? I just wanted to share this with you. So many of you saw on Looking for a Fight in like 2016, me and Matt Serra rode a bull. And I, for whatever reason, totally got into it, and I started buying bulls back then. I owned F-Bomb, Stank Face, White Thunder, Sour Diesel. I finally have a bull now that is making it to the big time. He's going to the PBR. And the PBR is coming to T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas here for the team championships, not the individuals, which is October 20th to the 22nd. And my bull, Twisted Steel, will be bucking there. And that's it. I'm fucking excited. If you give a shit and you want to check them out, it's October 20th to the 22nd at the T-Mobile Arena. Twisted Steel. Check my boy out.
Same with some singers like Coetzel. He owns a couple.
Really?
Yeah.
That's wild. Yeah. What kind of money's in that? Like, would they pay a bull to show up?
So PBR level, I don't know, but amateur, I mean, so say you have a rodeo that's 2 nights a weekend, they have an amateur bull, they'll probably pay you $100 an out to buck your bull at an amateur. But I don't know. I've never been involved with bulls at the pro level, like having bulls there. But if I had to guess, I mean, they sell their semen for $100,000 just to breed a cow,
Damn, I got some semen. I'd sell $100,000.
Yeah,
whoa, I could sell a few of those.
You have the best bull in the world, and you want your cow to be bred to it. They're gonna sell you a semen tube for $100,000.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's crazy.
And
that's some good money.
Oh yeah.
What do the bulls go for?
Like a professional
Panda, we need to look that stuff up, man. We need to find out what these bulls go for, man. I'm curious.
It really just depends on how good they are.
I wonder what Dana White paid for his bull.
Probably 50, 60,
yeah,
100 in between there.
Yeah,
I guess if
like 50 grand, 60 grand.
If they're at the PBR, yeah, he's paying 50, 60 to 100.
So it's not like a thoroughbred, like a horse race. They pay millions of dollars for horses.
No, I wouldn't say $1 million.
No.
I wouldn't.
Okay.
I wouldn't put it in the millions.
Huh. That's interesting.
Not for a bull. Not in the millions.
Well, shoot, they're getting $100,000 just for the semen.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
I don't know. You know, we need to look into that.
Yeah, I need to check that.
I need
Check
to get
that
better
out.
numbers, but I know it's pricey.
Yeah. Wow, that's amazing. I mean, when you
Chad
think about
Berger
it.
is the number one dude you need to look up because he's pretty much got it.
Who is it?
Chad Berger.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's
What's so great about him?
he's like the number one contractor in the PBR for the past 20 years.
He's got the good semen.
Yeah. Everyone wants his stuff.
Oh, yeah?
You go up to a buck and bull or to a rodeo or a bull ride and you know you drew one of Chad Berger's, you know that some buck's gonna be good. So
you want to ride the better bull. Like,
Yeah.
what makes a bull better than the other? Like, what are you looking for?
so a bull that I would consider better than another one is one that has more jump and kick than one that's flat and just spins. Like one that you really want one that's rearing and kicking and giving you the crowd a show that's like, oh wow, look at that bull jump, you know, not just one that's flat. And
So have you ever gotten on a bull and it just didn't do shit? And you just go out there and everybody's like, boo.
I mean, they're kind of like, well, that was not interesting.
But you rode it the whole time and it's like, it's not your fault.
Right. I went to Montana not too long ago and won a rodeo. It was 68 points. I was the only dude to ride a bull, and the bull ran down the pin straight the whole time.
Really?
And they didn't even offer me like a re-ride or nothing because I don't know. The bull ran down the pin. I was the only dude to ride one, 68 points. I walked away $2,000 richer, you know.
So you're happy about that?
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
So, it happens sometimes.
Right. We'd like to thank our sponsor, BR Builders, your custom home builder. If you're looking to build a custom home and you're looking for somebody that focuses on all the details, reach out to brbuilders.life. Once again, that's www.brbuilders.life. I'm here with Cole Devlin, bull rider here from Cumming, Georgia. And we're sitting here talking about some of his adventures and, you know, what's so special about bull riding. So, Cole, getting back to your last rodeo, you said you made $2,000 riding a bull, but you really want a bull to be a little bit more active.
Yeah.
So is that how they judge you? Because I always wondered, like, how do they judge? I mean, obviously staying on longer. What's the full time?
8 seconds.
8 seconds. So if you stay 8 seconds, that's the best you can do.
Yep.
So
8 seconds. After 8 seconds, you're scored. No matter after that, it don't matter. Just get off of them as safe as you can.
Gotcha. So, have you ever done that?
Rode for 8 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So and how did you finish when you did that?
I've won a couple. I've finished where I've won no money. I've finished second. I finished third. All the above. You know.
So ultimately, you ride the full 8 seconds. You've done everything you could possibly do.
Right.
Now it's really based on the bull
It's based on the judges.
and the judges.
Yep.
So let's talk about that, man. Is it like boxing? Some of these judges are like, do you feel like some of them are unfair?
I can get personal at sometimes, especially if you're at a lower event and you know that the judges real well and you've kind of had some battles with them in the past and you're like, okay, I just sat up and spurred this on gun for 8 seconds and he was right there in the door one way and went back around the other and I opened up there and you're going to mark me 79 points. That's a little unfair.
What's the points? Explain the points. How does that work?
They do 50 points based on how the bull bucks and 50 points based on how well you ride the bull.
Okay.
So,
So the bull gets judged and you get judged.
right, but it's all personal opinion. That's what I kind of like.
Gotcha.
I'm not a fan of the personal opinion part, but it's all the cowboy aspect of rodeo.
So it sounds like as a cowboy, you got to take out the judges for a little steak dinner,
Yeah.
for a little ribeye before.
Right. I mean, there has been situations where people have gained a name for themselves and they ride a bull that has, I mean, I guess just like every political thing, you know, you feel like you don't, those person, there wasn't as good as you, but
Right.
their name is better than yours and they got marked higher than you. That's just kind of how it feels.
So you've experienced that.
Oh, and I mean, everybody, I don't want to say I've experienced that, but there's been situations that I've seen it. Yeah.
Gotcha. Now, is bull riding, is that like some people, can people bet on bulls? Can they bet on riders? And like, is there gambling out there for that stuff?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay. I was curious about that.
That'd be cool if there was. I'd bet on myself.
Yeah. Well, it depends. Well, you can't do that. Pete Rose, come on, man.
Okay.
You can't bet on yourself. That's probably why they don't.
Yeah.
But, all right, so 8 seconds is what your goal is to stay on. As far as the bull goes, it's just a crap shot. You don't know what you're riding.
I mean, yeah, you don't know. I mean, but there's videos of him from the past. They have stats of everything, I guess, is just like professional baseball and NFL players. They have stats for the bulls that you're getting on.
Yeah, but you know what? I just find that weird because you would think one day, like a bull might be in a better mood one day than he is the other day.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, let's face it.
He can do
yeah,
anything different any time of the day that he wants. And I mean,
what are some of the cool names? I know these bulls got some cool names.
I mean, you can go all the way back to like the Lane Frost Feeneman times with Bodacious, and then you got the JB Mooney with Bushwhacker, and then you got Airtime.
What's your favorite bull to ride?
Man, that I've been on and rode.
Yeah.
I don't even know his name. His brand 628.
Oh yeah, 628.
Yeah, I've won a lot of money on that bull.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
There you go. Good for you, man. Good for you. Yeah, I know the names that get pretty crazy out there with those as well.
Yeah.
Because they kind of give you a little flavor, right? Thunderbolt.
Or like the one I drew in Missouri not too long ago. His name was like Knockout or something. So
Did you ever get nervous when you hear that? Like, hey, you got knockout, man.
Yeah, like he's got this name because maybe he's knocking all these people out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You can't let it get to your head. You just got to sit down and ride them.
So let's talk about that for real quick. You talk about stats and stuff. What happens when you do get a stat where you know you're getting on the bull that does knock everybody out and flips them off? I mean, is that something that you're excited about because you got a challenge? Because ultimately, if you ride them, the last 8 seconds, you're probably going to win the whole tournament, right?
Yeah, you're considered a Dragon Slayer, and that's why everybody looks up to JB Mooney in a sense, because he is the dude that was not scared to get on anything, and he would just, no matter if he knew that bull was jerking everybody's teeth out, that's the bull that he would pick and ride, and that's why you idolize him, because that's who you want to be like and ride the baddest bulls that there are. And of course, I want to do that, but at the same time, it's like, damn, I'm really testing myself. So yeah, but at the same, when it comes to a competition, I'm gonna sit down and grit it out and bear down and not quit.
Right.
So
let's talk about the money aspect. You got sponsors and stuff. Is that kind of what gets you going? Like, how do you get started?
Really, it's based on yourself. You really got to pay your own way unless you can find a sponsor. But I had a little bit of sponsorship help when I was doing kind of okay in the PRCA, but I got hurt and was out for a little while. So I've kind of not really had too much help, just kind of doing it myself. And
really? So what's training like? Like, how do you get ready? I mean, obviously you ride other bulls. Like, where do you find bulls to go ride? Like, do you have friends? Do you own any bulls yourself? Like, what?
I have a bull down in South Georgia that I bought for practice. Yeah. But
nice.
With my new now,
wait a second. Does it sit outside your house? Like, what is that to race?
No, he's at my friend's house. They got a whole arena and pasture for him to stay in, and we go. It's like a whole practice pen type deal. And I don't know. Practice pen is different. So you have people that'll ride in a practice pen in a rodeo, and to learn, you go to a practice pen. That's what I did. I went to a practice pen for like a year and a half to try and learn rodeo and stuff. And
what's it like to feed them? They eat a lot or no?
It's about $100 a month to feed a bull.
That's not bad.
With hay and grain and whatnot.
Right. Some flesh. A little flesh of your ass.
Yeah.
Right. Have you ever had any bad spills when you're practicing?
Yeah, that's how I ended up having to get my shoulder reconstructed.
Really?
Yeah.
So is there anything you could do to train to make yourself a better bull rider besides actually getting on a bull?
So there's a place that I go to. It's called Champion Living, where it's a bunch of rodeo athletes that are retired now, I guess, and they give you rodeos and not rodeos, but workouts and other things to do. And like, say I get sored up real bad at a rodeo, I can talk to my coach. I call him Coach Logan, and he gives me workouts and things to do for my body part that I hurt to make me feel better for the next day for my next rodeo.
So that's just kind of rehab stuff. So you got to take care of your body.
Yeah.
No matter what, you got to always do that anyways.
Yeah. He gives me workouts throughout the weeks too, and tells me what I need to be consuming and really what I don't need to be eating.
Gotcha. What about these mechanical bulls? You ever ride those? Are those practicable or are they just for fun?
They're just for fun.
Really? So there's nothing about a mechanical bull that's like riding?
It's not natural.
That's disappointing. I was hoping I can get a mechanical bull and actually feel like a bull rider for a minute.
No, probably not.
Probably not.
I mean, unless you just want them to sit there and like rear it up and down like that, then that's probably about as close as you're going to get. But
gotcha. So at the end of the day, you just got to get on them and ride.
Yep, get on a real one. That's about the only way I can explain. The only way you're going to really feel it is to get on a real one.
So ultimately, what's your goal? I mean, I know you want to get your pro card. You're pretty close to it. It sounds like October 12th. If you do well,
If I do well, I mean, yeah, I could.
you get your pro card right there.
I mean, yeah, if I win enough money, they're gonna make me buy it.
Nice. Congrats. Now, is that when you say is it like a license? So there's like a permit, like driving stuff.
I mean, yeah, I guess if I win money at their deal, they're gonna make me buy my card. So I have to go there. I don't really know.
Gotcha.
It's all new to me. I'm trying to get in the door. I haven't talked to too many people about it, but all I figured out is that if you ride on a permit, then you win enough money at their show, they're going to take money out of your winnings for their card, and then you're a member.
Got it.
All confusing.
Right. But ultimately, is this what you want to do for a living? Like this you want to do this full time?
I want my.
I mean, are you doing it? You're doing this full time now or no?
I do it from like Thursday to Sunday, and then I do grading from Monday to Thursday.
So tell me what that Thursday to the Monday looks like. What's the Thursday morning look like? You getting up at 4 o'clock like Rocky and running the streets, and I mean, what are you doing? Like, what do you do to get it prepared?
Like for my rodeos?
Yeah.
Like for my weekend?
Yeah.
Travel.
Yeah.
You wake up Friday morning, you know you got to be in somewhere you're traveling. You get there, ride your bull, the rodeo's over, you turn around and get.
So you're doing rodeos every weekend, kind of.
Yeah.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, that makes sense. Because especially if you don't own a fleet of them, I guess the best way to ride them in practice is to go out there and do it.
Yeah, and there's like multiple associations all over, so you can't just ride for one place. You can go anywhere you want.
What's your favorite place you've been?
Montana, probably.
Montana.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. How'd you ride out there?
It's really where I learned.
Oh yeah.
To be honest, when I was 18 years old, I moved out there and worked on a dude ranch, and they had a local rodeo out there, the West Yellowstone Rodeo, and I got to go from what was it, Saturday to. No, they didn't. The only day they didn't have it was Sunday, and I could ride bulls every single day out there and work on a ranch. And that's where it all came together for me.
Now, you mentioned kind of dude ranch. Like, is that where they lasso up the bulls too? You can kind of ride a horse, lasso it up, and tackle it and rope it down. Like, you do any of that or no?
No, a dude ranch is total guest.
Okay.
So people come out there and visit the ranch, take them out on horseback rides, and they come back and have.
It's a little bit more relaxed.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
People from all over the world. I mean, we had people from England coming out there and riding on a 12-mile horseback ride and coming back and eating at our ranch and staying at the cabins on our ranch. It was luxurious trail riding, I guess.
All right. What's doing this every weekend obviously gets expensive. If you're doing this out of your own pocket. So you're basically working so you can go ride in the weekends.
Yeah.
So you got to do well just to kind of cover your expenses and to make a little bit of coin to feed your family and do other things.
Yeah, I mean, if I don't ride a bull at least once a weekend, I'm losing my ass no matter what.
Really? That's crazy. What about insurance? What's that like? You get health insurance? Like,
if I had buy my membership card for the associations that I'm riding, then they should cover me for if I get hurt at their rodeo.
Yeah.
But if I don't have my card for that association, then I don't get covered if I get hurt. It's all on me.
I would hate to have that bill.
Just like how I got hurt at the practice pen, that wasn't covered, so
right.
that was all on me.
It's a lot of risk, man.
Yeah.
A lot of risk. Hopefully you get the reward. $7 million, though, I guess, if that's out there, then I'm sure, it's going to continue to grow as well.
Yeah, that was his whole career.
Yeah.
A $7 million cowboy. Yeah. Just winnings. So,
what do you like the most about it? Is it the thrill of getting on that bull that nobody else could and maybe last a little bit longer? Is it the thrill of doing something that you're not supposed to do? Is it the thrill of going against dad, because he told you no? Or do you just like being a cowboy?
For me, I feel like a bad mother fricker when I just conquer.
Oh, you can say you're a bad motherfucker. Yeah. I'll say it to you.
Yeah,
I mean, like you are to do the things that you're doing, man. Yeah. You're a bad dude.
I just want to like for me, it's a personal persona. It's like I just conquered a dragon. Like let me get on another one that like there's nothing here that can throw me off because I'm a bad motherfucker. That's how I want to be, and that's how I want to be. I don't want to seem cocky at a show, but I want to be, that's a bad motherfucker walking up. He's got the baddest bull here. He's probably going to ride him. That's how I want people to see me,
Make no mistake. There's a difference between cockiness and confidence.
Yeah.
If you're confident, you can be cocky all you want. It's okay. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with being confident. And if you're taking on any challenge that there's thrown at you, then yeah, you are a bad son of a gun. Yeah. You know what I mean? This is it in a nutshell.
Yeah.
What is one bull out there that that's just a badass bull that you say, this is a dream bull. I'd love to get on and ride this sucker.
I mean, I haven't even been watching too much of the PBR recently, so I don't know too many of the bulls going right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. One of the bulls that I always used to wish I could get on was Long John, but I don't even know if he's bucking anymore. He's so old.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. He just had really good timing, looked really pretty, really flashy to the crowd. Or maybe it was Bruiser. Long John or Bruiser, one of the two. They were always marked like 94, 95 points on him just because of how showy he was. But he always looked like he had really good timing. And that's a dream bull that I would like to get on.
Gotcha. So obviously, you're real young. You got a lot of years. You got a time frame on this, and like, hey, this is something I'm going to do for the next 5 years, 10 years, 30. I mean, what's the life expectancy of a bull rider? I mean, you said yourself, it's not when you get hurt. It's not if you get hurt, it's when you get hurt.
Yeah, I mean that is the truth. But for me, it's personal will. I mean, if you got the support system that you need, you can do it for as long as you want to. If you don't have the support system, then your mind's going to eventually go away and be like, why am I doing this if you don't have people there to support you? So
I want to ask you real quick. Obviously, you got a girlfriend, fiance, right? You're going to be married and stuff. Eventually, you're going to have children?
Hopefully.
Okay. So what would you tell your child he wants to ride?
I tell him do anything his little mind wants to.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
All right. So you're not going to stop him?
No.
Okay. Even knowing that you broke your shoulder, broke your jaw, you've gotten gored.
Yeah. I mean,
and you're just getting started.
Right. So that was my dream. And if it's my kid, I want them to chase their dream no matter what. I'm not going to hold them back from nothing.
I love it.
Ever.
I love it.
So
that's good. So ultimately, what is your ultimate goal at this point? Stage in your life. Obviously, you've been doing this now. You said 15, 16, you started riding.
I've been riding 8 or 9 years.
Yeah. So let's just fast forward 10 years from now.
I just want to be happy with the end result and feel like I've accomplished enough to be where I want to be, consider myself a good bull rider. Right now, I just feel like I'm a bull rider. I want to make enough money riding bulls to be like, I did something.
Yeah.
Not just the fact that, I rode bulls for a little while. I want to be able to show that I rode bulls for a little while.
Mm-hmm. It makes sense.
Yeah.
The only thing I think I would have a hard time with is that one ride a night. That might piss me off. You get on a bull and something accidentally happens. You slip, your grip Does that happen? I mean, you didn't have the right grip, or they opened the gate. Opened the gate too soon.
So you always nod. You always tell them when to open the gate yourself. But there always is a situation where you can get a re-ride. So if the bull comes out and nails the buck and shoot with his hip or something, and throws his momentum the opposite direction, then that's an unfair advantage to you for riding the bull. So you'll get another bull. You'll get an option for a re-ride because it wasn't a fair out on the bull.
Gotcha.
Or if one just goes out, usually if one just goes out and kind of hops around in a PBR, then that's not a fair opportunity for you to get the same score that everybody else was, because their bulls are bucking a lot harder. Then they'll give you a re-ride.
Well, that would make things a little better. I wonder why they don't have a tournament where, if me and you were both in the same tournament, we're both riding the same bull and see who rode that bull better. To me, you would think that would make a little bit more sense than riding different bulls.
But then you'd have one bull bucking 50 times, and you wouldn't be able to do it.
He'd be tired.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I want you to ride him first, so he's already tired before I got him.
Right.
That would be the edge, right? So out of all the sports in the world, you chose bull riding.
I think it's what I was led to, not what I chose.
Yeah. It's funny you mentioned that, because we actually talked about, I had Brandon Jacobs on our episode a couple of weeks ago, and that was one thing we talked about, and I made a comment that, life, it's not always what you want to do in life. Life kind of finds you.
Right.
And it's kind of like, here you are bull riding,
right.
At such a young age and being successful already at it and having much bigger goals with it. So it's clearly a part of your life, and it identifies you as Cole Devin.
Yes, sir.
You're the bull rider, the badass motherfucker bull rider.
Trying to be. That's my goals. I want people to think I'm a badass bull rider. So that's definitely what I want to be looked at. So
well, you got my vote, man. You got my vote, and I really appreciate you coming here today and sharing with us some of the things about it. Before we wrap the show up and stuff, what would you like to say to the listeners out there that are, following you? First of all, how can they follow you? Let's get you some support out there. Where can they find you?
I got Instagram, Cole Devlin _. And then I got Facebook, Cole Devlin. That's it.
Great.
I'm not big on the social media.
That's all right. We're
Hopefully.
going to get you on that. Make sure you follow this kid, okay? Anything you want to say to them or any young bull rider that wants to be a bull rider or is watching and stuff, what would you say to them as far as giving them some advice?
For me, bull riding is a lot harder than it seems, and I feel like that comes with life. So bull riding in life is going to be a lot harder than whatever it seems to you, so no matter what, don't ever quit. And go dogs, right?
Hey, there you go. There you have it, folks. You heard it. Cole Devlin, the bull rider, here, a bad son of a gun. And you know what? As always, just an ordinary person doing extraordinary things. You too can do extraordinary things. Make sure, as I always say, if your life was a movie, would it be worth watching? And if you say no, then stop being ordinary and start being extraordinary. This is your boy Wham Bam. Stay positive and keep testing negative. We're out till next Wednesday. I'll see you then. Thanks for coming. This podcast was brought to you by Cost Plus Processing, the leader in merchant processing. Call 1-855-391-9190 and find out why they are the future of merchant processing.